I'm Clay Cook, a portrait and lifestyle photographer based here in Louisville, Kentucky. So Stitched in Strength is my first solo photography exhibition. It dives deep into the award-winning nonprofit organization Anchal. It's a visual exploration of all the people, the places, the processes, and the products that make up the brand Anchal. This exhibition will be on view at KMAC Contemporary Art Museum in Louisville, Kentucky through April 21st, 2024. The exhibition features over 40 pieces, including never-before-seen photographs and an audio installation designed to immerse visitors in the empowering stories of the women portrayed in this exhibition.
Tell me about this project and how it started.
I first crossed paths with Colleen Kleins, founder of Anchal, in 2012. It was my first paid editorial job ever, and my assignment was to photograph Colleen for a local publication cover. Fast forward 2 years and I found myself formally sitting down with Colleen and her sister and Anchal co-founder Maggie Kleins over a cup of coffee to chat about photography. The business model of Anchal and its social impact left me deeply fascinated. At the time, a multifaceted photography project centered around Anchal was just an idea in my head, but as time passed, that idea turned into a full-fledged vision, which ultimately sat on ice. Then in 2019, fate intervened with an unexpected elevator encounter with Colleen, breathing new life into the dormant project. And within days, I had developed an outline and a timeline propelling it forward. And the collaboration commenced, beginning with a production at the Kleins family farm just outside of Louisville in October of 2019. We wrapped the entire project with a final production on that very farm, marking 4 years in the making and completing the circle of our collaboration together. This wall right here is what we call the brand wall. This is a very important aspect of the entire project. It features the founders, Colleen and Maggie Kleins, as well as all the fashion and the product that Anchal creates. I want to highlight this portrait, which I entitled Sisters First. It's one of my favorite portraits. It's been an amazing thing to grow with them throughout the last 4 years. This project was a fusion of everything I love in photography. A fusion of fashion, portraiture, and humanitarian photojournalism. It was truly a passion project, completely funded and executive produced on my own. The initial goal was to merge my visual aesthetic with the identity of Anchal and bring to life a body of work that could not only showcase the makeup of this woman-owned company, but also provide an intimate glimpse into the backbone of the company, which are the artisan women in Ajmer, India, who handcraft Anchal's incredible products. When I first came up with the vision of this project, it started with these large format of these artisan women's faces. And this artisan woman, her name is Mushrat, and she is a project assistant as well as one of the lead seamstresses at Anchal. And through the audio installation that we have over here, I wanted to immerse people through the portrait and give context of their background and the transformative impact of Anchal on their lives. So this piece right here is a 40 by 60. It's UV printed and mounted on Diabond, which is like an aluminum sort of backing, you can see, and then a maple handmade frame that encloses the Diabond. Many of the women I've had the honor to photograph have experienced exploitation, oppression, and marginalization. Despite these difficulties, the artisans have shown incredible resilience, determination, and peace. Ultimately, I wanted to give a voice to those women that don't often have a voice. Along with the photography, I wanted to create a first-person audio narrative told from the artisans themselves. Conversations with each artisan were conducted by the trusted Anchal leadership team in Ajmer, India, then translated into English. Each story was then brought to life by professional voice actresses, sounds from India, music composition, and sound engineering. So as visitors pick up the headphones, they basically look at this photo and pair up the number to whoever the headphones or the track parallels with. So in this case, this is Mamta, so we're looking at number 10, and so that would be up there. Put on these headphones and listen to this really auditory experience of what Mamta has gone through in her life. It's a short 90-second audio track that gives really deep insight into who these women are and how Anchal has had such a transformative impact on their lives.
Walking into Anchal is something I look forward to every day. There is a very lively and positive atmosphere. I dress well, I'm healthy, and the same can be said for my family. Every day I work hard to make sure my children do not face the difficulties I have faced in life.
This project was meticulously structured in multiple phases to photograph the multifaceted structure of Anchal. The first phase focused on the fashion of Anchal, highlighting their unique designs with models on an environmental set. Then the second phase shifted attention to the Louisville-based headquarters of Anchal, providing insight in the organizational and logistical framework, along with the sisters who established the mission. The third phase saw our team traveling to India, where we aimed to capture the heart of Anchal, the artisans themselves, and their India-based operations. This phase offered a deep dive into the cultural and personal stories intertwined with their work, adding a deeper humanitarian dimension to the project. The final phase focused on capturing the product range of Anchal, spotlighting the beautiful handcrafted items that showcase the artisan's skill set. Throughout this 4-year ambitious project, we faced a lot of obstacles, from logistical hurdles to a lot of emotional weight. However, the unwavering commitment of everyone involved ensured that the project not only proceeded, but flourished. We initially weren't going to do this behind the scenes vignette here, but we felt that the project was such a commitment from so many people that it was important to showcase some behind the scenes. A lot of this behind the scenes gives a little bit of visual context of how we photographed this entire project.
How does seeing the work in print further expand your vision?
My initial goal for the project was just to print several of the artisan portraits to parallel with an audio installation for one night only as a fundraiser for Anchal. But after meeting with Joey Yates, the curatorial director here at KMAC Museum, he thought it'd be best in a 5-week solo exhibition. Along with the help of my editor and rep, Stacy Swiderski, we narrowed over 10,000 images down to just 41 pieces of tangible artwork. The printing was facilitated by Lamont Studios in New York. Each piece uses UV printing technology. UV printing allows for a sharper, clearer image, as the ink doesn't have time to spread before it's cured. Once we printed all the work, each piece was then mounted in a handmade maple frame with a Soho Marchuse matte finish. This is a piece called A Careful Journey, and this was shot in Ajmer, India, on top of an old fort. And while we were up there climbing, getting some aerial views of Ajmer, I noticed that this mother monkey was leading her family across the top of this old abandoned fort, and that's when I snagged that photo. So it was a very, very fast-paced, quick little snap, but it was a really memorable moment. So this is a portrait of senior artisan Manju. The title of this piece is A Word Unspoken. We photographed Manju in her home, and believe it or not, there was about 20 people surrounding us while we photographed her. It was also pouring down rain when we shot her, so my light exploded, and so it was just kind of this controlled chaos, but Manju was so welcoming, so amazing, that she opened up her home and opened up her heart for us to photograph her. And so this portrait means a lot to me. We are very grateful that she allowed us that experience. This project changed my life. As an artist, it can be hard for me to look at my work with pride, but this project is much different. It is a deep representation of who I am as an artist and who I dream to be moving forward as a person. I'm proud of the work not just because of the photography or the stories told within, but because of how it has had an impact on marginalized women in need, and through art, I was able to bring their voice to a wider audience.